IVC, Dale Gatefall 33, back again, and this is going to be the first of what I'll call a recent spins videos. So what I've done is I've picked 10 records that I span during April, and I'll talk a bit about them. I don't know whether I'll do this as a regular thing, doing my spins, recent spins. So what I'll to do is try and say something about the records, and or perhaps more more I'm going to say why I played these records, and which may lead me to do another show and tell video about how I decide what to play. So first up is this album from 1971, Leon Russell and the Shelter People, and Mazzy did one of his videos early in the month where he has been inviting guests to join him over the internet and do a back and forth, and he did one on 1971 with Steve Carlson, and this was shown, and I thought, oh, I haven't played that for ages, so I dug it out and played it and enjoyed it. So yeah, so that's one of the records I played, Leon Russell, this great kind of Delta rock album from early 70s. Another album I played, so I've shown this on a number of kind of thread videos and things. So this is my original copy, precious original copy of Dr. Feelgood's Down by the Jetty. This and the follow-up Malpractice are both equal superb albums. Dr. Feelgood, superb band. Ooh, sorry. And inspired to play this because it was the sad anniversary on the 7th of April of the death of Lee Brillo, the lead singer of Dr. Feelgood. How did I know that? So one of the things that triggers an opportunity to play a record for me is I record in my phone a number of key dates and put them on as annual repeat with an alert on the day. So when an iconic album was released, when an artist was born, or when they died, and so not every day, but most days something pops up that says, oh, this happened, and I think, oh, I must spin that or whatever. So today what popped up, so this is Saturday, Saturday the 9th of May, and at 9 o'clock popped up was Dave Gahan was born in 1962. So I'll probably dig out some more Depeche Mode and give it a spin on top of that. So there's an interesting insight into the sad mind of Dale. So that's that. Next album I played, and I said I was going to play this. So I showed this in a response to Rob Walker's Manchester bands, and I think I said at the time, oh, I haven't played that for ages, I'll give it a spin. So I did, and this is a kind of Manchester indie neo psych band, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Some good kind of pop psych leaning kind of indie rock, indie pop. Yeah, really enjoyed this. So glad I did the Manchester response, and glad I therefore played this record. This has got less of a direct link. I've been on quite a Tangerine Dream kick this last year or so. I bought an awful lot. I haven't absorbed it all yet. I bought their big sort of 18 disc CD box set, and I've bought various other CD releases, and I've got quite a lot of vinyl as well. Tangerine Dream, because of the kind of delicacy of their sound, I'll often play it digitally, but this was played because I've been working from home ever since beginning of March, and so I wanted something to put on in the background that wasn't going to distract me from work. So I put this on one morning. So that's what inspired that. So this is a Ennio Morricone soundtrack to some obscure Italian film that I've never seen, Maddalena. Don't know if it's kind of Gallo or Jello, is it? I don't know what it's called, or you know, crime, porn, whatever it is. But anyway, and inspired to play this by the master of all soundtrack and library records, is Tim at A Sound Decision. He made far too few videos, and I really enjoy. He did a couple of videos of just flicking through albums he'd been playing during lockdown, and everyone was a jaw dropper. Yes, but this just inspired, his videos inspired me to dig out some this, and I got this reissue a few years ago, and I wasn't sure about it. I played it, and but I played it again and actually enjoyed it much more. It's got the song, for the UK guys, it's got the song Chai May on it, which was used in by the BBC extensively, so you can pick that up on single for 10p from boot sales, that single. But the soundtrack it came from is a bit harder to get hold of. This is a reissue. I mentioned David Kahn, this Depeche Mode. So what was it? Yeah, so 14th of April I got an alert on my phone to say that Ultra had been released. Well, I don't have Ultra on vinyl, I've got it digitally, and I thought, what? But it got me thinking about Depeche Mode, so I thought I'll put this on. And this, I've always been kind of not sure whether this or Violator are my favourite Depeche Mode albums, with Music for the Masses kind of sort of sneaking in there. But I played this, and actually it made me confirm that Violator is my favourite, because I played Violator not too long ago, and enjoyed it much more than I enjoyed this when I played it. It might have been the mood I was in or whatever, but anyway, I gave that a spin. But still a fantastic album, don't get that wrong. This one hasn't got a particular story. I was in a bit of a folky mood, and I wanted to get, I've got quite a lot of Bell and Sebastian. I bought, so I've been into Bell and Sebastian since this record came out. I got this when it came out in '98 on CD. That first got me into Bell and Sebastian, and I've kind of explored backwards and forwards since, and had most of their catalogue on CD. They did a reissue series 3 or 4 years ago, where I kind of bought nearly everything on vinyl, certainly everything I wanted on vinyl. But I've since kind of then filed, listened to it all the time, and then filed it and not really gone back to it. So I wanted to. So when I played this and a couple of others, but you confirmed to me that this is where I started, and this is my favourite Bell and Sebastian album. I really enjoy this. So The Boy with the Arrow Strap is a great place, and I'd recommend this to anyone. What inspired this? So 21st of April was Robert Smith's birthday, so I dug out some Cure. This is quite a rare or hard to get hold of on vinyl, so, and I had to stump up for this. Yeah, this cost me £4 at a car boot sale, not the normal £1, so I was forced to really squeeze out the cash a few years ago on this. But I knew what it was worth. The seller obviously didn't. And this regularly goes for over £100, and I'm sure it'll get reissued soon, but it hasn't been reissued so far. So gave this a spin. Fantastic album. Love the Cure, and enjoy this. And then finally a couple, did a silly video on having to do some garage digging with my old car boot boxes to try and find something fresh to listen to. But I did actually retrieve a couple of albums that I'd previously kind of purged, a few albums, and I've got another video along those lines to make, because I've since subsequently listened to a few more. But this album, which is the Tubes, and sort of, this is a slightly later album, 81 I think, where they're kind of a bit more new wavy, but really enjoyed this. Actually, it was a good lesson. It's gone back in the collection for now, certainly. Similarly, this, I've got several Elvis Costello albums, but I purged this, but then I listened to it again, and it's not got any standout hits or anything on it, but it really flows as a lovely album, and I really enjoyed listening to it. So gone back in the collection. So that's me coming up to 10 minutes. So that's a sort of insight into what I've played in April, or some of the records I've played in April, and how I got about to play them. Cheers, bye.